it is that time of the week again. It is Live with Kristy Wednesday, Wicked Wednesday, Werewolf Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, whatever kind of Wednesday you are having. I'm having a fantastic Wednesday. We had a little bit internet problems right before we came on. I didn't know if we were going to be running late or what was going to happen, but it came right back on. So here we are. Hello, everybody. Let's see who's in. Sorry, got to lean in here. Let's see. Hello, David. How are you? Hello, Jeff, Jimmy, Dean. I'm having a great day. I hope you're having a great day. What does that say? Bungus? I like that. Hello. Hello, JB, Noah, Dan. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it is hump day, Jeff. Hello, Ultra 7 Dave. Time to rock and roll. Hello, Austin. How are you? It's always nice to see you. Hello, Israel. Hello, Cody. How are you doing, Cody? I've seen you playing your guitar on your post. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Hello, Anthony. How are you? Hello, Sin666 the Pug. Hello, hello. Hello, Hunter Ash. That's a name. I like that. Hello, Charles. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining, and I'm so excited. This is going to be a great, fun show. I have several movies to talk about. And get my little notepad out. And me and Brian just did the Nightmare podcast, which I do want to say we aired the In a Violent Nature podcast yesterday. We forgot to put that on Friday. Sorry. But it's on the YouTube now. So if you want to hear me and Brian talk about In a Violent Nature, we did that last week. But this week we talked about Godzilla -1 and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. There wasn't really anything too new that was coming out that we really wanted to discuss. Those were two movies that we didn't get to discuss when they came out. So we're like, yeah, let's take it back and talk about those. So I've got those two to talk about. And then I like to talk about Under Paris, a new shark movie. It's French, yes. And then I did watch The Lamp, which is an old 80s movie. So I'm going to talk about that for a minute. And then I did watch one of the Tubi originals. There's a few Tubi originals on Tubi right now that I need to catch up on. But I did watch one called Deadbolt. So we'll talk about that too as well. So I'm not really too interested in the Watchers. Me and Brian are both kind of like about the Watchers. We both just want to wait until it's streaming, so we're kind of passing on that one. Just saying. Hey Trigo, how are you? Hello, Jeff. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Okay, so I don't know what to start with. I generally really liked all of the movies that I want to discuss. I liked all of them. There wasn't one that I didn't like. So that's good. I don't really like talking about movies that I don't like. I just don't. Okay, so I didn't write any notes down for Ghostbusters or Godzilla. So let's just talk about those first. Let's talk about everybody loves Godzilla. Hello, Cody. Seeing the Watchers in theaters. Wait till the home release. Oh, okay. Have I gotten the NECA? Yeah, we got in the Chucky dolls a long time ago when they released them. The NECA ones. But we haven't gotten in another batch of them. We only had gotten in one batch of those. Hello, The Collector. How are you? I am having a great afternoon. Thank you. All right, so let's talk. I want to talk about Ghostbusters first. Let's do that first. So when that came out, that was when Philip was having his heart attack and everything. Philip's doing great now. Everything is fantastic. He went to the doctor recently and everything is looking fantastic. So just wanted to give y'all an update on Philip. So, I mean, that's the reason why we didn't cover Ghostbusters though. And I was excited for Ghostbusters, not like, woohoo, like the last one, just because we hadn't had one in a long time, and, we were going to see all the old actors come back and everything. But I was very, very happy with Frozen Empire. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a great Ghostbusters movie. I like the little family dynamic between the four of them. Ties it in with Egon. It's Egon's, family. So I like that little family dynamic, and that they're the Ghostbusters. And I like the fact that everybody came back again. You have Peck as the mayor now. He's still an a-hole. Janine got to put the jumpsuit on, so that was cool. You still have Slimer. He's still in it. We love Slimer. It can't be a Ghostbusters movie without Slimer. Now, come on. And then you have new ghosts, which are really cool. I really liked the sewer dragon. I really thought he was kind of scary. He was cool and fun. I like the beginning sequence with him, and just introducing him and being a new ghost in the movie. I thought that was really good, really cool. All the CGI was fantastic for the movie. I didn't have any issues with it. I liked the Possessor ghost. So if you haven't seen this, there's a ghost called the Possessor, and he just kind of seems like a little orb, just kind of flying around, but he possesses anything and everything, like inanimate objects, food, people, whatever. Just possesses whatever, and it's tons of fun. Oh, thank you, Justin. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hello, Elaine. Yeah, no Rick Moranis. Yeah, but everybody else comes back, so that's good. I wish Rick Moranis would, but Hello, Captain Spaulding. How are you? Hello, Miguel. How are you? Thank you, Dean. Yes, Elaine, how is your mom doing? How are you doing? Is everybody feeling better, I hope? So the Possessor ghost, I thought was the really cool sequence that I giggled at and I thought was fun, was when he possesses the garbage bag. And then it's just like this garbage bag hopping around and doing silly stuff. And I'm like, how can a garbage bag be so funny? But it was. For me, it was. I thought that was really cute. Good practical effects and stuff there. And then after it's the garbage bag, then it goes into like the big statue, the big lion statue, this big stone lion, and that was kind of freaky and scary and cool at the same time. I liked the big stone lion. That was neat. Coming alive, and you're never gonna look at that lion again. You're just gonna think, so that was cool. And then later on, the Possessor gets into a pizza, and then you got this little pizza hopping around, which that was funny. And then Slimer eats them. It was great. I thought that was great. It was tons of fun. I don't know, there wasn't really anything that I disliked about the movie at all. Apparently, with the ending, we're probably going to have another one. I guess what I really want to talk about with this movie, it seems like most people like this movie. But when I have posted about it, or other things I have seen from when the movie did come out, people's gripes, some people were saying that it was just missing something. But I don't know what that missing something is. I didn't feel like it was missing anything, but if anybody could elaborate on that and what you think, was missing from the movie, I would love to hear your thoughts on that, because I don't think it was really missing anything. And then what was the other thing? Oh, and then some people were saying they just kind of wish it wasn't kids and it was all adult, I guess, being the Ghostbusters, kind of a thing. I guess I can see that, because that's just what we're used to from the original. It's adults. But I guess to where it has evolved now, the kids don't bother me, and it's Egon's family, so that's just where it ties it in, and I like that. I think that if it was some other random kids, just random kids or something, it probably wouldn't be as great of an idea, though. But with it being Egon's family, I don't have too much of an issue with the kids or anything. Like I said earlier, I like the family dynamic of that. So, what are y'all's thoughts? That's what I want to know. I want to know what y'all's thoughts are. Hello, that horror couple, Kaylee and Robbie. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. I like this tank top. It's really comfy too. Oh, I totally recommend you catching up on the Ghostbusters. Armor Hunter Ash. Yeah, you need to catch up. And I watched Ghostbusters on Vudu. And you can rent it right now on Amazon, but I believe it's like, $19.99. This is what I'll say about that. If you're really wanting to watch it, and you're going to rent it, I would just say just buy it. I would just say just buy it and don't even rent it. Or wait for it to stream for free. That seems like a better idea. Missed opportunity and some plot holes. Well, I guess it probably did have a little bit of plot holes in it, but your mom's gone to the hospital again. I'm so sorry. What is going on, Elaine? Do we get an APB? Oh wow. I'm so sorry. What else do y'all hold on? Back up here. Let's see. Only negative. She's stacked cast and trying to give side stories to each character all in one movie. It did do that. I do agree with that. It was showing all the characters and giving all that happening, and maybe it just didn't have one good solid story within it. Maybe that I can see that. Thank you, JB. JB says I am beautifully framed. Thank you. We moved cameras around. We're going to get this. Oh, and then everybody was saying that it seems more like the Ghostbusters cartoon. Now, I did not really watch the Ghostbusters cartoon. I don't know why. I think I was a little older when it came out. I don't know. But I might have watched it a little bit, but so I can't really compare it or anything like that. But that's kind of what Brian was saying, though, on the podcast, that it was a little bit more like the cartoon. Oh, no. Well, I do hope that your mom gets to feeling better, Elaine. We're thinking of her here at Nightmare Toys. And yes, Jeff, there's less of Bill Murray. I'm guessing that he just doesn't want to do it or anything, so very much. He wants to get out of the Ghostbusters thing. So yeah, there wasn't very much of Bill Murray. He just kind of pops up, two or three times a little bit. But everybody else is in it, so I'm okay with that. It's all good. Will be available in 2 weeks from now. Okay. So thank you, Charles. Charles says that the 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD will be available from 2 weeks from now. Cool. Again, I don't think you should rent it and spend your $20 renting it at all. Either you should just buy it or just wait for it to be free. That I do recommend that. All right, well, let's move on to Godzilla. I love my movies because I've got Godzilla, ghosts, sharks, and a genie. Yay, this is awesome. Oh, good eclectic mix of movies. Okay, so Godzilla -1. Before I discuss Godzilla -1, I have never watched a Godzilla movie, like ever. So I believe that this was a really good movie to finally go, you know what? I want to watch a Godzilla movie, and I'm going to watch this one. I think this was probably a good choice. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Getting the Invisaligns off next month. Yay. Can't wait. I had seen practically everybody. don't think I've seen one negative thing about Godzilla minus one. And it wasn't really going to be a movie that I was really going to watch, to be honest with you. But everybody praising it so much, it was like, okay, I'm curious. And because I haven't seen Godzilla movies, maybe I should watch this. So that was my idea for the podcast and movies to discuss. I was like, well, you know, with the Ghostbusters, I'm like, let's do Godzilla too. I loved it. I absolutely loved Godzilla minus one. That was a very fantastic movie all around. I mean, it had the action. I mean, it's just action packed throughout. And then you have, you know, your little love story happening, and you have the war happening, and I don't know. It visually it was gorgeous. The CGI was completely insane. I love that we got to see Godzilla as much as we did, because from what I'm hearing from other Godzilla movies, from what Brian was telling me, that Godzilla isn't shown very much in a lot of the other movies. So I'm glad this is the one that I picked to watch, because I would want to see a lot of Godzilla. And with this, you feel for the people, obviously, you feel for the people, but I really felt for Godzilla as well, and I wanted Godzilla to wreak havoc, but yet I was feeling for the people at the same time. So I think I think the movie does its justice when you're feeling both that, you know, you're feeling the sadness and you're feeling the love, and, you know, and some anger too, because the war is happening and horrible things are happening, not just Godzilla coming. You know, you feel all that, but then Godzilla comes and he's freaking awesome and he's wreaking havoc and it's cool as hell, and then you're like, yeah, and then you're all of a sudden rooting for him. You're like, oh wait, no, the people. And then, you know, so I think the movie does its justice for me, to have both of those feelings going on and everything. Okay, so since I haven't seen Godzilla movies, when the what do you call it? The fire blasting happens, the fire, whatever you call that, his fire happening, and the spikes on his back, you know, are popping up and everything's turning blue and he's about to spit his what do you call that? What do y'all call that? Brian said it and now I can't remember what he said. I'm having a brain fart. The atomic blast thing. When that first happened, I was like, oh, what's about to happen? Something's about to happen. Like, what's happening to Godzilla? What is going on? And, you know, and I've carried the toys in the store, so I've seen that, you know, depicted in a NECA toy. But to actually watch it happen in the movie, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then it happens, and you're like, oh my God, you know, and you're like, that's cool as hell. And that, you know, you're kind of freaking out too, like, wow. And then when it happens again, because it happened, what, 2 more times, I think it happened, what, a total of 3 times he did that. Then when it happens again, you're like, yeah, you know, you're all excited, like, yeah, do it. God, it's so bad. But then the poor people are on the boat and they're just like this freaked out look on their face, like, oh no, because they know what's about to happen. And you're like, yeah, do it, Godzilla. Oh, but it was so cool. Oh my God, Godzilla was awesome. I didn't really know that he could be in the water that much, but now from what Brian was telling me on the podcast, I guess that's like his underground kingdom thing. I didn't know that, because my question was this: as I'm watching Godzilla, I'm like, okay, well, he's huge and he's walking around destroying everything. So when and where is he just kind of chilling out, not destroying things? Like, where does Godzilla just like sit and sleep? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is he chilling out at? So I learned that there's some underground kingdom or something is what's been said in other movies. So, okay, now I get that. And now I get why he's in the water so much. I knew that he could be in water, but I didn't know he can be in water like that. I didn't know that he swam like that. That I did not know. And that was cool. And I'm usually one for hour and a half movies. Like, I'm all about for movies being an hour and a half. And this movie was over 2 hours, and it did not seem like over 2 hours at all to me. I was completely enthralled in the movie, the full 2 hours and I think 6 minutes or whatever it is. And I wanted more Godzilla. So, yeah, and there might be another one, maybe, possibly, with the ending. I guess, I'm sure there'll be another one. There's plenty of them, so there'll be more. But yeah, that was great. I'm so happy that I watched that. See, I sit down, I watch something new that I normally probably wouldn't watch, and I love it. Brian gives it like a full 10. I think pretty much everybody gives it a 10. I don't know what to give it. A 9, 8, 9. Okay, I see a 10. So I don't know. It was great though. Totally action packed. It's on Netflix. If you have not watched Godzilla -1, I highly, highly recommend that you do. It was great. Fantastic. Now, I don't know what y'all been saying. Hold on. Go back. Atomic breath, atomic bomb. Thank you. Oh, I watched it dubbed in English. Yeah, because see, I normally don't do foreign films either. And so I didn't really want to read it, so I did it in English. So yeah. It was okay too, dubbed in English. It wasn't too bad. Yes. And Kong nonsense. American Godzilla and Kong nonsense. I keep hearing about the American Godzilla. So what are we talking about here, y'all? Please educate me. This is where I need y'all to educate me. So are you talking about... I don't know what Godzilla, like the, I know there's a Matthew Broderick one. When did that come out? Early 2000s, right? Is that the ones that we're talking about? Now, see, I need to see King Kong. I haven't seen any Kong movies either. So now I'm kind of wanting to see Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see that now. Oh, what Godzilla, I said Godzilla. What ghost face did you get, Elaine? Did you get the little ghost face figure thing? I'm still waiting for all my Ghostface stuff to come from Fun World too. Hopefully sometime soon, because I remember last year everything started coming in like towards the end of July. So hopefully we'll start hearing things from Fun World. Recommend checking out the... Okay. Yeah, I would like to check out the 54 Godzilla, the original, obviously. Yeah, and then Brian was saying that they also put the movie in black and white. Now, how cool is that? I didn't realize that they put it in black and white, too. That's really cool. $1998. Oh, okay. It sucked. 98. That's when the Matthew Broderick came. Okay. I didn't watch it, y'all. In 98, I had Rachel. I was dealing with other things. I like it's king of the monsters. The rest suck. Okay? They fight together, not against each other. It's a great movie. They fight together. Oh, okay. So is there one... That's cool that they fight together. So is there one that they fight against each other? Or no? Just wondering. Okay. So let's move on to sharks. So another... foreign movie that I gave a try, and I'm glad I did. It was a wonderful shark movie. You know, a lot of shark movies out there are very cheesy, of course. But I really feel like Under Paris is a really good shark movie. It's French. This one I also watched in the English dub over, and the English dub over, I can tell you, is horrible though. That's probably the only bad thing I had to say about the shark movie, was that the English dub over is awful. But I didn't feel like reading it, and I think I was making dinner or something too at the same time, so I didn't want to like have to pay attention to read. But yeah, the English dub over was not good on this. And this is on Netflix as well. A lot of people are talking about Under Paris. It literally just came out. And it's about an hour and 40 minutes long. So not too bad. It probably could have been an hour and 20 minutes maybe. But it kept me intrigued though. I was intrigued in the movie. Hold on. What are y'all saying really quick? Zilla. Oh, okay. So y'all are teaching me some things I didn't know about Godzilla. The more recent Godzilla movies are great. Okay, see, that's what Brian said, that a couple of the more recent ones are really good. And then Dan agrees with me. The dubbing was garbage. It was. I noticed that like right offhand. I was like, oh. The dubbing for Godzilla -1 wasn't bad. That one didn't bother me, but Under Paris it was bad. But the movie was good. It's not perfect, and it's not going to be Jaws, and it's not going to be Deep Blue Sea, but let's watch Under Paris for its own movie, and let's not think about Jaws, and let's not think about Deep Blue Sea, though. So, basically, it's about Sophia. At the beginning of the movie, she is with her team. She's with her scientific team. They're all about sharks and all that. And they're doing their dive and everything. And things go terribly wrong with the shark that they are, I don't know what you call it, that they're looking at. I don't know what you want to call it. And her name is Lilith. So the shark's name is Lilith in the movie. Things go terribly wrong. And pretty much everybody dies but Sophia. And then it cuts to 3 years later in the movie, and now she's working at an aquarium now, just kind of being an aquarium guide type of thing. And now she's kind of scared to death of sharks and stuff now from what had happened to her team. And now there is a whole new crop of activists, shark activists, some younger kids that are wanting to save Lilith, the shark, and they get Sophia involved. She gets involved, and then, of course, things happen. It's a shark movie, blah, blah, blah. But it is in Paris, and the shark is stuck in the scene, what they call the scene area. And they're about to have a triathlon. So they have to get this shark out of there, and they have to do something with it because the triathlon is about to happen. But they don't get the shark out in time, and of course you can imagine what is going to happen at the triathlon. So the shark wreaks havoc, and then you also get a little twist with the shark and what's happening with the shark and what they're finding out about the shark, which is quite interesting. It kind of changes things a little bit, kind of changes science a little bit, and makes you think like, oh God, what if that could happen? You know, you never know what's happening in life in the sea. So I won't say what that little twist is if you haven't watched Under Paris, but it was a nice addition to the story to kind of like give the shark some more story. If you understand what I'm trying to say there. So anyway, Sophia, I have to say, the only thing that I thought was a little crazy was the beginning of the movie with what happens with Sophia. Like, no real person would have lived. No one would have lived what she lived through. And that whole scene was so anxiety inducing for me. I don't like water. I don't mind getting into a pool or going to like a water park or something, but getting into the ocean, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do cruises. I'm good on all that. So that was anxiety inducing what happens to her. It was pretty intense what happens to her at the beginning of the movie. I did write down that it had good CGI, which I did. Some of the CGI in a lot of shark movies can be really bad, but this one was actually very decent with the CGI. Let's see. What else? I wrote down that it was fun. So about 1 hour into the movie, almost an hour into the movie, is where you get the holy shit moment of the movie. Okay. They're in the catacombs and they're stuck down there. Here comes Lilith. But this is where the twist that I was talking about kind of starts as well. And Lilith wreaks havoc. And I'm telling you, it is, some people on Twitter were saying that it has one of the best shark moments in a shark movie. I do somewhat agree with that. That moment in the catacombs with everybody running and trying to get out of there, and then they're pushing each other into the water, and you see people kick someone's head and their head flops back onto the concrete and you hear it. So it's not just the shark wrecking havoc, it's the people panicking that's also happening, and they're showing what can happen when people panic. That was like, whoa, like the whole scene that lasted, I don't know, a minute or two or whatever, how long it lasted, was insane. It was very cool, very insane. Body parts flying, tons of blood. It was great. That was a fantastic moment. It's almost an hour in. So just want to throw that in there. Let's see what else. And then from then on, it's just action, shark stuff. It's great. Like I said, there's a triathlon that's supposed to be happening, and so they're trying to deal with that too, and things happen. Yeah, it's great. I loved it. I absolutely loved Under Paris. I'm glad I sat down and was like, you know what? I'm going to give this one a try, because people were saying it was a great shark movie, and I was like, okay, I need to watch something new. I don't normally do foreign stuff, but I'm going to do it, and I loved it. So I'm going to give this a 7. Yeah, no joke. I thought this was a fantastic shark movie. So I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, so make sure you go watch that after you watch Godzilla -1. Okay, what are y'all saying? Hello, CryptTube. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I will see you next week, Elaine. I hope your mom's feeling better. Give her a big hug for me. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know if I want to explore the catacombs now after watching that movie. Yeah, you definitely get an oh shit moment with the movie, and the special effects, the CGI and everything was really very good. Okay, the artist. Oh, okay. I think Jaws gave people a reason not to go to the deep end, right? Hey, Davey, how are you? Happy Wednesday to you too. Yay. Thank you, Corey. I'm glad you like my live streams. I like doing my live streams. I appreciate that. Yeah, the ending of the movie, Dan, was totally crazy. So I think, I mean, it seems like there might be another one. I don't know. Who knows? Yes. I remember on the podcast, Davey, you saying that Jaws is your favorite film. My manager, Brian, that I do the Nightmare podcast with, Jaws is also his favorite film, and he is totally into shark movies. Like, he'll watch any shark movie. And he really, really liked this movie as well. So I was hoping that Brian would, and with shark movies, I trust his judgment, and he really loved it, and I really loved it too. So I highly recommend you watch it. Yes, I totally agree with you, Charles. Charles says a -1 where Godzilla chases the boat is a nice nod to Jaws. Oh, thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. I hope I can brighten everybody's Wednesdays up and give y'all some good movie suggestions. And you know what? Godzilla, I'm going to say this. Speaking of the movie that I reviewed last week, Godzilla walking around is way more interesting. Way more entertaining when Godzilla walks around. Like, the camera can just be on Godzilla when he's walking around, and I would be okay with that, because it's fun to watch him walk around because he wreaks havoc. And not so much with the movie we talked about last week, though. Sorry. I love Deep Blue Sea. I remember when that came out. I was pleasantly surprised with that movie too. Meg was good. Meg was very good. The sequel was good, but I do not think that the sequel was as good as the first one. Yes, Corey, please go watch the Tubi original Low Lifes. I highly recommend that one. That is so, so good. Michael Myers and Godzilla just show them walking. As long as Michael Myers does something. Yes. Sharknado's fun. I like Sharknado. Oh, the headless ghost. Oh, I love headless stuff. That sounds fun. Shark Night 3D. I have not seen that. I don't know what that is. Hello, Darth Cow. How are you? I am fantastic. All right, so next, let's go back to 1987. That's a great year for movies. It's always a great year for movies in 1987. It's a great year for music and TV shows. Just saying. Last week I had mentioned that I wanted to watch this movie. It's on Shudder. When I posted about watching The Lamp, it's also called The Outing as well. I believe the original title was called The Outing, I think, and then it turned into The Lamp. I had accidentally put that I watched it on Tubi when I posted about it, but I did not watch it on Tubi. I watched it on Shudder. That just shows you that I'm always watching Tubi. And I just automatically put Tubi. But it's not. It's on Shudder. And it's about an hour and 27 minutes long, so perfect. I absolutely loved The Lamp. I knew I would. It's a cheesy 80s horror movie about a genie, about a lamp, and a genie. It's great. The practical effects are totally awesome. I love the practical effects in this movie. It's totally fun. You get this girl, Alex, and pretty much like her dad works at a museum, like a curator at a museum or whatever, and they get this, and her friends are wanting to spend the night in the museum. Okay, so they end up spending the night. They had gotten this weird lamp, this like weird genie lamp in the museum, and of course they go around messing with it. Alex is kind of messing with it, and there's a bracelet. There's like a whole little backstory at the very beginning of the movie. But there's a bracelet that goes along with the lamp. Alex finds the bracelet, she puts it on, and now she is kind of possessed by the genie that's in the lamp. And I mean, literally that's just basically what it's about. So her and her friends are stuck in the museum, and now she's possessed by the genie. People are dying, things are happening. I mean, It's so much fun. Um, let's see. I think one of my favorite moments in it, I wrote down snakes. So there's a whole moment in there where a girl is taking a bath and all these snakes, like literally this actress, I'm sure, had to be in this bathtub with all these snakes, and I that's all I can think of was like, yeah, no. No. I would have said no to that role. But there's just snakes everywhere, and I don't know, it, like that little thing creeped me out more than anything else of the practical effects or anything else that was happening within the movie. All these snakes. And then the genie at the end, they show the genie. It's like this big green screen CGI type thing for 87. But it's really cool looking though. I mean, I wish we had more of the genie in the movie, but you really don't get to see the genie until the end. But I mean, there's not much more I can say about it. It's just your typical 80s cheese movie with great practical effects and totally fun. So I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's called The Lamp. It's also called The Outing. So however you find it, it's called both. But it's on Shudder. So yeah, it's so weird that the snake, and usually snakes don't bother me, but if you watch the movie, Dan, I'm serious, and when it comes to the snake scene, then you were like, oh, okay, I get what she's saying. Like that whole scene just kind of creeped me out. I felt bad for the actress. Yeah, Mia Goth was in the tub full of eels. Ugh. No. God, I cannot wait for Maxine. And speaking of Mia Goth, I'm finding her now that she's doing this whole Maxine. Now I'm finding her very sexy. She's hot. She's like one of my new favorite actresses, and I'm very excited for Maxine to come out. Please, Dan, I want you to watch it. I want everybody to go watch The Lamp. If you're just needing a new cheesy 80s movie, that's a perfect one. I'm glad that Shudder put that on there, because I have known about the movie but had never watched it before, and it was never really streaming anywhere. I think the only place you could see it was like on YouTube or something. So yay, Shudder. Thanks, Shudder. Okay, and then the other movie I watched was a Tubi original. I always try to do my Tubi originals for y'all. And I checked out a movie called Deadbolt. It's about an hour and 24 minutes long. Not too bad. It's, I give it a 6, actually. It's just another typical mediocre kind of Tubi original. Not as great as Lowlife's. Not as great as, let's see, The Last Exit was a really good Tubi original as well. Not as good as those movies. It seems a little more played out like a Lifetime movie, which a lot of the Tubi originals kind of seem that way to me. It's just the best way I can describe it. Not saying that it is a Lifetime movie, but it's just kind of the best way I can describe on the drama of it and in the movie itself. It's just kind of like it'd be a Lifetime horror movie. But I did like it. I liked the story. We've seen the story before. It has a twist. I don't want to say the twist, because if you do watch it, I don't want to ruin that, because it's probably like the one like only thing that really big thing that happens in the movie really is once you get the twist of it. But you get this girl Amelia, and she is renting a room with another girl, and her name is Melinda. She lives in a house in a neighborhood, and so they're renting rooms together in this house. Amelia has a lot of like past issues, issues with her mom, issues with an ex-boyfriend that she's been trying to get away from. A lot of past issues to where she's on medication and stuff like that, and she's kind of very introvert and everything. And then Melinda, the roommate, she is like way too happy, way over the top, like, yay, let's be friends, like that kind of a person. That's why I couldn't have a roommate. Like, no, you know. And she's like consistently like hugging her and kissing her and like, oh, we're best friends and all this stuff. So that's the type of character the other roommate is. Um, and basically, just kind of throughout the movie, Amelia is hearing noises in the house. Just kind of strange occurrences, strange things are happening in the house. So you kind of think maybe the house is haunted. She's thinking the house is haunted. And then, like, her neighbors are kind of weird and scary. So you're kind of, thinking that there's a story there. There's something going on with the scary neighbors next door. For me, the roommate seemed a little off. I was like, there's something going on with this roommate because she just seems way too happy. There's something going on with her. And then she also meets a guy. His name is David. And he lives in the neighborhood too and frequents the coffee shop that she goes to. And he just seems kind of like a normal guy that she just kind of becomes friends with and stuff. So basically the movie is just kind of building up all of these characters and making you think like, okay, so what's happening in this movie? Is this going to be a haunted house maybe with the house? Or is there something really weird going on with those neighbors? Is there something that's going to happen with the roommate? You're kind of thinking a lot of different things on which way the movie is going to go. Okay. And then you get the twist on what's actually happening in the house. And it's something we've seen before in other movies and things, but it was still a nice little twist. But the roommate, before that happens, the roommate wakes up one morning and has like blisters all over her face and she's all red. The night before they showed her putting cream on her face before she goes to bed, and she wakes up with all these blisters and it's getting worse and getting worse. And so you're thinking something's happening, and at that point is where Amelia is thinking that the house is haunted, that something's happening in the house. And then, like I said, you get a little twist, and yeah, so and you find out exactly what's happening in the house. It was a nice little story. It wasn't all fantastic. We've seen this story before. It wasn't, nothing too horror. It's more of a drama thriller, in my opinion, to me. I guess the horror part of it is the twist, because that could be scary. But kind of think Black Christmas a little bit. So that's your little twist in a way. But it was okay. It wasn't too bad. I don't know if any of y'all would actually really like it. You may. If you're just like so bored and you don't know what to watch, turn it on. You may like it. I don't know. It was decent. I didn't mind it. There are a couple other Tubi originals that are on there that I haven't watched yet that I do want to watch. I think there's like 2 or 3 more on there that I will try to watch and I will discuss next week. So that's all for the movies I have watched. I did have something else written down. What is everybody saying? Hello, Halloween King Myers. How are you? Have I seen the movie Baghead? I have not watched that one yet. I do need to watch that though. The twist has happened in real life here in Texas. Oh, okay. I'm sure it's happened in real life a lot, actually, the twist. I mean, we've seen this kind of a thing before. You got, let's see, The Exorcism, which I think is almost similar to the Pope's Exorcist. I know, that's what I was thinking, too. Maybe we'll have to watch The Exorcism, though. I don't know. I'll have to get with Brian. Me and Brian, we didn't know what we wanted to review for next week, so who knows? We'll figure it out. I'll keep y'all informed. So I will go ahead and say this. I'm not into A Quiet Place. I'm not into those movies very much, so I probably won't watch that. If I decide I want to watch it, I'm just going to watch that on the streaming, though, because I'm not really into those movies. I have not watched Haunting Hour yet. Nope. Have not watched that. That's on my list for next, though. See, I'm not really into the Quiet Place movies, so I'm not in. Alright, so what else? Oh, yes, Joe Bob. Duh. I was like, what else did I watch? Joe Bob's Jamboree, which comes on every other Friday. There's some people in the chat that watch Joe Bob as well. He did Donnie Darko, was his movie. I've never been a big Donnie Darko fan. Like, I actually have never watched the whole movie in one sitting. So this was the first time for me to watch Donnie Darko in one sitting. Never really been too interested in the movie, is why I never did watch it. And I don't think I probably would even watch it now if it wasn't for Joe Bob doing it. Joe Bob made it more interesting for me. It was okay. I mean, it's alright. It's got a lot of good actors in it. That's for sure. I always like Jake Gyllenhaal and Patrick Swayze and everybody, so it's an okay movie. Just like a dark drama kind of thing. And I didn't realize that no one can figure out what the movie's about, and that's like a whole thing behind the movie. I guess I just never really paid attention to the movie Donnie Darko. I'll be honest. So I don't know. I was kind of listening and doing other things at the same time when I think I was cooking dinner when I was watching. I'm always cooking dinner and watching a movie, or I'm watching Big Bang Theory. But I was cooking dinner again, watching Joe Bob, and to me, I guess the kid was just really depressed, and those were maybe hallucinations, his own hallucinations going on. Maybe, I guess. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories about Donnie Darko and all this stuff I didn't know about. So, yeah, it's very psychological. But, watching it on the last drive-in and having Joe Bob giving fun facts about the movie and telling you things about the movie that I, obviously didn't know, that really did make the movie a lot more interesting. So my suggestion to anybody out there who hasn't watched Donnie Darko, but you want to watch Donnie Darko, watch it on Shudder and watch it on the last drive-in, because then you'll get all of the information and backstory and facts and all that from Joe Bob about the movie. So, I absolutely love Joe Bob and his fun facts. Yes, Patrick Swayze did play a slime ball. It's a confusing movie. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that confusing. I was just listening to Joe Bob. Darcy looked cute in her little schoolgirl outfit. She looked cute. Super hot, of course. And she just had a birthday. So happy birthday to Darcy. She just turned 45. See, me and her are the same age. I'm just a year older than her. I'll be 46 in September. So, yay. Yay. Speaking of September, I am working on getting a signing for the store for September. I've decided I don't want to do any signings in the summer, June, July, August. It's just too hot. It's way too hot. And the way I have to have my lines for the signing, they go outside. And it's just too hot. So September is when I'm going to start up with the signings again. Hopefully we can get something going here. But it's looking good for September. I don't want to say anything else just in case, but just want to put that out there that I am working on a signing for September. And it'd be somebody we haven't had here before. Has he been here? It's a guy. I can't remember if he did Days of the Dead not too long ago. I think he did. Was he at Days of the Dead not too long ago? I feel like he was a couple years ago. But anyway, it'd be cool to have him here. So, we are working on that for September. Just want to put that out there. Also, I would like to put out there that Sunday for Father's Day, we will be having our 24-hour sale. So, if there's anything that you've been wanting to get, Sunday's a great day to order something. everything will be 15% off in store and online. And any products we get coming into the store now, we are putting everything back online again. Most everything. I mean, there's some products we won't put online just because they're just a pain to ship or expensive to ship. So those types of products we're not going to put on, but we are steadily putting things back on there. We just got in a huge shipment from Trick or Treat Studios last week, and we got a lot of really cool stuff in. And we got the Kiss masks, which are really neat. I need to post those. And then, let's see. We just got in a whole bunch of really cool jewelry from Rock Rebel. So you can check all that out. Jewelry for everybody. And I'm still waiting on some stuff. We also just got restocked on the Baby Clown, Killer Clown Funko Pop. So if you're needing that particular Funko Pop, the Baby Clown in the little popcorn bucket, the little puppet thing, we have those in stock. We have Chucky Funko Pops in stock. Let's see. We are about to re-up on some shirts. I'm thinking. And like I said, we're just waiting on stuff too. So just waiting on things too. And I'm about to start getting some other orders. And I'm going to try to get an order in of the horror ornaments, because those are good for Halloween and Christmas, and they sell like hotcakes. People love the horror ornaments. So I need to get restocked on those. So I want to work on that. And some other stuff for Halloween and Christmas. So I need to start thinking about Halloween and Christmas. So working on that. Let's see, what are y'all saying? Hello, Art. How are you? Hello, hello. Yes, we're putting everything. Yes, Cody, please. We're putting everything back online as we get it in. And getting everything back in order here at Nightmare Toys. Kiss Mask. I saw the last one that Tots were. Yes. Yep. Let's see. No, we're not going to be doing a Scream Fest in October. It's really hard for us to get away in October, with October being, the busiest month for us. So, yeah, that's a little too far. I wish. I love Scream Fest. We did it in 2019, but we were in Alabama at that time, so it was a lot easier, obviously, to get there. But it was a great convention. I absolutely loved that convention. It was huge. Tons of great guests, too. I remember that was the first convention that David Howard Thornton was at. And I think was Damien there, too, or was it just David? I can't remember. I think they both were there. Yeah. I remember that. And we gave David the Art the Clown mask. Trick or Treat Studios had just came out with the mask. And David is from Huntsville, Alabama, where we're from. And he came over to the table. I have pictures. Came over to the table to talk to us. We're just talking to him, and he didn't have any line at his table. Imagine that, because his lines now are insane. So he was over talking to us at Nightmare Toys, and he didn't get a Art the Clown mask from Trick or Treat Studio, so we gave him one. And then he signed one for us too. So that's actually the mask that I have in my collection at home. That's that mask that David signed for us at Screamfest in 2019. I remember that. Yeah, Damien and David were just walking around. They didn't have a line. No one knew who they were at that point. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy to think about what's happening now with them. So, yes, the Killer Clowns video game is out. I've seen some people playing that. I don't play video games, so I don't know nothing about it. Hopefully my daughter's playing it. Noah, are you playing the Killer Clown video game? Hey, Michael, how are you doing? The comic book shops figures, but they're tad overpriced. So, okay, Cody, let's talk about that. Let me talk about that real quick. Like, overpriced. I just want to know, just curious, because we're a small business So what is overpriced? So what like NECA products? Is that what you're talking about? How much do your stores have their NECA for? Because I can tell you this. I know we've gone up on our NECA products as well, but as a small business, we kind of have to, because NECA has gone up on their prices. They've gone up on the price of the product plus the price of the shipping. So once you add in shipping costs and all this other stuff, I can see how stores like Nightmare Toys and other collectible stores that are, just one-offs, have to be a little more pricier than what you will get at Walmart and Target. That's what us small businesses are fighting right now, because the bigger businesses have all upped their prices on their products and their shipping costs, which means we have to up our prices on all of that stuff to give us a profit. But then there isn't any kind of markup or any profit coming from NECA products or Mezco products. I mean, there just isn't. There's no markup at all. So I know small businesses like us have to, mark up things. And I know that frustrates the consumer and the customers. It frustrates us. Trust me, it frustrates us to no end. But if we keep things at a price at what Walmart and Target can do, we'll go out of business. And that's just the best way I can just kind of inform y'all of how the business works, and prices and markups and all that. So yeah, there's it sucks. But I just want to know, like, $50. Yeah, I get it. I think, like, we're kind of at almost $40 to $45 with our NECAs. And when I started Nightmare Toys back in 2017, we were able to do our NECAs for $29.99. That was the cheapest we've ever had NECAs. And there's no possible way that I could do $29.99 now. No. None at all, with the markups that have been happening the past couple of years. I wish. So yeah, it's just it's a double-edged sword. It sucks for small businesses, because I mean, what ends up happening, what y'all don't know either, is a small business will order something, but yet Walmart and Target have already had the product. Collectors have already gone to Walmart and Target to go get it because they want it right now and they want cheap prices, which I get. I totally understand. But then all the small businesses who have to mark up our prices, but yet no one's buying because everybody's going to the cheaper Walmart and Target, then we're all just sitting on product and sitting on product and sitting on product. And that hurts. I'll be honest, I have product right now. I have a lot of NECA products. I can't sell Godzilla figures for shit. I love Godzilla -1, but to sell Godzilla and Alien figures are very hard. Like, they don't sell like you think they do. I'm sitting on so much. And it's like, I have Funko Pops that we just cannot get rid of. So, yeah, it's frustrating. But, yeah, that's just the way it is. That's just how it is. So, whatever. Alien Romulus looks really good. I totally agree. I can't wait for that. That looks awesome. That's that's a movie you got to watch in the movie theater, though, right there. I don't think that Alien would be justice at home. You totally have to watch that at the movie theater. Do you care that there is a practical magic to... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Jeff, what? I did not see this. I did not see that there's going to be a practical magic too. Like, what do you mean? Like, are all the ladies, actresses coming back? Or is this going to be a whole new crop of people? Or is it the daughters?
Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman are going to return.
I love practical magic, but do we need another one? I guess. Okay. So Philip's telling me Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock are going to return. Okay, that's good. All right. I didn't see that one. So I'll give y'all another one. And I was going to mention this. I actually wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. And I mentioned this on the podcast. So this morning on the news, on the Today Show, there's going to be a Spaceballs 2. What do we think about that? Spaceballs 2. Now, do you think that type of a movie, I don't know, do you think that could hold up for today? I kind of feel like we should have just done a Spaceballs 2 back in the day. So I don't know how that's going to go now, but apparently that's going to be happening as well. Huh. Yeah, Spaceballs 2. Yeah, I wrote that down. This morning, I seen that on the news, and I was like, what? That's some movie stuff to talk about. So I wrote down Spaceballs 2 so I wouldn't forget to mention it. Yes. Yes. I don't know how to feel about that. I was getting dressed when that came on the news, and I cannot remember who was behind it. We'll have to Google it. Who's behind it, but the person writing it said, or whatever, somebody said that it's extremely funny and it could be like the best stuff he's ever wrote. So, okay. So Practical Magic 2, Spaceballs 2. God dang, can anybody just come up with their own idea in movie nowadays? Or do we have to just make a part 2 from everything that was great, or remake everything that was great? Like, what the hell? Wait a minute. There was a Spaceballs animated series? When did that happen? I missed that one. I didn't know that. Okay. I kind of wish we had a fourth. No. No, Austin. Wait a minute. Because it was teased and you like closure. Okay, well, I was never really a big Austin Powers fan, but I know there's a lot of Austin Powers fans out there. So Austin wants another Austin Powers movie. Pizza the Hut. Yes, I totally agree with that. The practical effects of Spaceballs was awesome. When that came out, oh my God, it was great. I loved Spaceballs. I watched that all the time when it was on HBO. I just chuckled at that movie. But again, I was a John Candy fan too. John Candy. I miss John Candy. There's going to be... Wait, no. Cody, stop with the news. What? There's going to be a remake of Never Ending Story. Oh, my Lord. Ugh, that hurts my heart. No. I didn't see that either. What? No. There was a Caddyshack 2. How did that work out? There was a Caddyshack 2, and it somewhat worked out. Somewhat. I think with the originals, it's like How the Crow remake is going to bomb. Okay, so I'm not into the Crow movies, so I probably will not be watching this Crow movie at all. I'm not into the movies, but I'm already not seeing anything good about it, so I don't know. I try not to think about the original movies too much, but when you make like an iconic movie like Spaceballs, I mean, well, that's not going to be a remake, it's going to be a part 2, but I mean, I don't know. You can't remake Never Ending Story though. Like, what the hell are they going to do? CGI the whole movie? No. The CGI is fantastic for the Godzilla movie. That was insanely awesome, and it was great for Under Paris, but not for Never Ending Story. I don't know. Are they going to recast them? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Would they even have those characters? That's a good question, Michael. The mayor says John Candy and Joan Rivers are both, they're both passed away, obviously, so they're going to recast them. Don't know. Will they recast them? Will they not have those characters now? I don't know. But I like Barf. So, I mean, who else is going to be Barf? Kevin James. He'd be a good Barf. I don't know. I just think we need to stop. I know it's for modern audiences. I understand where it's for modern audiences, but if we're making these movies because they were fantastic when they came out for modern audiences, though, I mean, I would want them to see the original. We don't have to redo every single thing that was fantastic in the 80s. I don't know. What mainstream horror movie franchise has not had a remake yet? No, he's not John Candy. I totally agree with you, Dean. Jeez. I don't know. Sleepaway Camp? I don't know. Because they've done a lot. Jesus. Yeah, Pumpkinhead, Phantasm. Jeez, don't give people ideas. Do not give anybody any ideas, y'all. Okay, what else? I think that's it. That's all the movies. I will surprise y'all with what I watch for next week. Because I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. And I don't think I had anything else to talk about. Again, like I said, we'll have a Father's Day sale on Sunday. And I'm working on a store signing for September. So it's a little ways from now. But just think about September. If you're going to be here in town or whatever. Sleepaway Camp had a well, okay, I guess. Kind of. If you want to call it that. It has been 15 years since we had a Friday the 13th movie. I don't know. I was all for a series or something, but I don't know. Return to Sleepaway Camp was not good, so... Stepfather movies are okay, yep. Oh, and happy anniversary to The Witches of Eastwick and Clash of Titans today. How about those movies? Those are good movies. Clash of Titans was a fun one. They better not. She would love a Sleepaway Camp remake. Well, somehow I'm sure they would like put her in there for a cameo or something. Who knows? Okay, guys, I am going to go. It's time to go. I got to go do other things. But thank you so much for joining me and listening to me talk and about movies. I highly suggest every single movie that I watched. So go watch The Lamp on Shudder for your 80s cheese. Go watch Godzilla -1 and Under Paris on Netflix. You got Godzilla and Sharks. That could be a fun double feature. Ghostbusters is great. Again, maybe just wait for it to stream or just buy it. And then the Tubi original Deadbolt. Okay, decent kind of flick. We'll see how the other ones go, and I'll watch those and talk about those next week. Okay, guys, I love y'all so much. And again, thank you very much for being here. And I do hope you have a spooky weekend. Bye.